So this is the second game then between Kupermeister and Darkwisp. And Kupermeister took the first. We're on Nautilus, which again, it's a big map. You don't know where your opponent is. And this time, Kupermeister is going to be sending the Overlord to the left, but the drone, I imagine, is going to be sent straight downwards. Why can't I see where this drone is clicked to? It isn't shift clicked, so there's no line. But I think that's going to go directly south and find this base reasonably quickly. So we'll see if this plays out differently than last game. You know, arguably last game lasted about 10 minutes more than it needed to. With Kupermeister doing essentially fatal damage at about the 3-4 minute mark, but then not really following it up, and arguably he could have just held down the Z button and finished it there and then. But I don't know, was Darkwisp attacking his own Nexus or something there for a second? Is that what I don't know, yeah, a bit weird. Anyway, yeah, Coop comes in, is going to be a bit annoying here, trying to block the Nexus going down, but I don't think Darkwisp is trying to drop a Nexus, to be honest. He doesn't have the money for it. So Coop is just going to build an extractor to keep that drone alive. What you normally do is, as the drone takes damage, you just turn it into an extractor, which you can then cancel. And you've got your drone again to muck about and try and block expansions and stuff like that. And that's fine. One of the things you can, you can drop a hatchery here. I was just about to say, one of the things you can do to be really annoying is drop a hatch, and when the workers come down to try and expand, you leave that hatch as long as you can, and then you cancel it right at the last minute. And it will leave a patch of creep even, that means the workers still can't drop the Nexus. And if you're quick, you can re-drop the hatchery, like just one hex to the left, and that's still you can be really irritating. But do bear in mind, this is 300 minerals tied up, and when you cancel it, you get 250 back. So you can't do it for free. And you know, 100 minerals lost doing that a couple of times at this early stage of the game is reasonably significant. Now the Zealot is going to come down and start working out on the hatchery, but I don't think this is really a proxy hatch. I think this is just, I mean, the pull isn't even done yet, so this is just a pain in the arse hatch. So if Coop is quick, what he can do here is just cancel this at the last moment, move the drone across a hex and drop another hatch. But you do have to be reasonably quick, otherwise the Zealot will block. So, you know, you can even do the run around. Oh, it finishes? I don't know about that as a decision, because, you know, now that it's finished up, you've lost 300 minerals, and, you know, the Zealot's already done quite a lot of hurt to it, so it's not really going to survive for that long. Would kind of be pretty annoying if he also built a couple of lings here to bolster the lings that are going to be coming, or even drones, and when they pop out, you can throw it on spine crawlers. Again, you can be annoying. It is lings that he's building. Now Darkwisp smells that this is a pile of guff coming, and he's right. So he is dropping cannons. Now I don't mind that. I was, you know, the fact that this finished up sort of freaked me out a bit. This time does micro this Zealot and keeps it alive. Doesn't allow it to get surrounded, and that is good. The Queen is coming out now though, but with the shield battery, that shouldn't really matter. It needs to get these stalkers down here as well, to, you know, because this Zealot is using a lot of shield battery energy for no real benefit. But Queen's going to die, and I don't think this. How come the Queen's got no energy? Didn't it inject on an almost dead hatchery? The better choice, of course, would have been to throw down a spore. My words, a creep tumor about here, which is just out of range of the vision from the cannons, and of course that creep would spread from the tumor to about here, and that would block the Nexus until such times as Darkwisp is able to get detection, which again would have been phenomenally irritating. That's not what's happened though. So Darkwisp can expand now, and all things told, you know, I didn't like the production of the Queen. It didn't really achieve anything. I didn't particularly like letting the hatchery finish up. you know, yeah, there was an additional delay, but I feel like you could have achieved the same delay, cancelling the hatch, dropping another one here, and then cancelling again, and it would have cost you much less. But, you know, for reasons best known to himself, Darkwisp going for this base over here straight away. You know, maybe I would have liked it more if when he smelt that there was going to be blockages here, he just sent a worker straight away and dropped it. Maybe he did. It is a big map. It takes a while to get over there. So I don't know. I'm not going to go back and check. It's got potential. It has got potential. I don't hate it. I quite, you know, a ninja base is quite good, but you don't normally do it sort of timed with your second. You normally do it at about the same, you know, when you get your third up is sort of once your second's established, you throw it up and you kind of really boost that mid-game income. If he gets away with this though, this could be pretty savage because you know, Zerg really needs to be a base ahead, and the Zerg third is going to finish up much later than this is finished up. So Darkwisp could potentially just outgrow the Zerg here, just by sheer force of economic income. Now this is a bit of a, it's not every day you see Stargate Robo, but and Twilight, I mean, those are the three. Normally, you know, you scout after the side core goes down to see which they're going for. Is it Robo, is it Stargate, or is it Twilight? Well, he's got one of each. So that's interesting. And you know, until this is established, that's going to spread you very thin. You can't afford Robo tech together with Stargate tech, together with Twilight tech. You can't, you know, you just, no way. And even if you could, would you want it? You wouldn't. So it does look like it's going to be Twilight tech. The Templar archives are coming down. So we're going to see Templars, but I don't see any charge being researched. I'm pretty sure that hasn't already happened. It hasn't. So it's a bit odd. This single Void Ray, I don't mind a lone Void Ray from a Stargate, but normally you'd send it out to snipe overlords and that sort of thing. It isn't going to do any good parked at home, and I could very much say the same about the Observer. If this observer literally, look, there's no detection anywhere here. So this Observer could walk in, fly in, and have a big scout, know everything there is to know, 100% for free. I could have sworn I saw a red dot or something there on the mini map, but maybe not. And here, maybe it was the blue dot of the Observer. What? Sure, it looked red. Anyway, the Observer is in, sees the Roach Warren, and is going to see if any Hydras pop out, which they are about to do. And I guess Coop is unaware of this Observer. It's pretty hard to see. Observers above creep can be difficult to see. You know, look where that is. Like, you've got to be, given that creep kind of moves by itself, that is hard to see, isn't it? So one of the tricks you can do is, if you suspect an Observer, if you just use insert and delete, you can rotate your view. Hold on, if I so that's the normal view. Rotating your view kind of highlights them because you know, they're see-through in a way that they're kind of made out of glass, so you kind of see them refract to get a bit of physics on you there. Anyway, that's all by the by. So Templars are out. This lone Void Ray, who knows what it's for. I don't understand it. I don't know why it's been built. I don't know why it isn't over here, like trying to kill some drones. Like, because you look, this building arrangement is minging. You could park the Void Ray here, and it can focus that down, and nothing can get it. I don't think, because your Hydras, maybe there is room for some Hydras there, but I feel like you could focus that down. With the Void Ray, once it's locked onto it, you could pull it back a bit and it'd be out of range. I reckon you could snipe that and be really irritating. Anyway, it's funny how close those two bases are by air, or if you destroy these rocks by land. Pretty cool. So with 4 bases going, Is Darkwisp saturated over here? He's getting that way. No chrono being used, but you know, it's kind of okay. I'd like to see the gases come down as well. Is saturated here just about. Yeah, so you know, the minerals are stacking up. Is he going to have time to capitalize on this? He has a very small army at present, and there aren't units in production. You know, he's all about the tech at present. He's building tech left and right, but he's not building units, and that is going to be very problematic indeed shortly. Now, these are cannons, but there are shield batteries, but are they going to have time to finish up? I wouldn't like to say they are. It looks like he's going to chase this away for the time being, and once the shield batteries finish up, this is hard to break. I'll be honest, I'm not loving the positioning. Generally, you put the cannons behind the shield batteries, but like look at the way your units have to try and walk past these cannons. It's not nice. It's not nice. And if your units are in front of the cannons where they can get an arc, then they're out of range of the shield batteries. So as a general rule, when you're placing your buildings, put the cannons behind the shield batteries so that there's unimpeded movement for your units in front of and in range of the shield batteries. That's what you're after. All of this stuff though is moving across to over here, looking for an alternative attack path. You've got an observer. I'd love to see this observer being more active, just scouting about, because you know, if you discover right now that there is just a free path into this base, I mean, you can just warp in a handful of charge lots and go and kill. But look, what's really concerning me is there are no units in production. 2 workers, but like where's the army that's building? He is going to have to overcharge this shield battery if he wants to hold here, or overcharge one of them, because he just doesn't have any units. He's put all of that effort. Good storms, by the way, good storms. Storms very effective in the Hydras, but it hasn't quite killed them. You know, look how many of these units are in the red. One more storm would have been beautiful, but the bigger problem here was there just weren't units in production that whole time. There was tech being researched left, right and centre, and there was tech structures being built. There were cannons, shield batteries being built, but no units. And it's that chronic lack of units that really is causing him all sorts of headaches right now. Coop hasn't been building units very much for a while either, but he did initially. You know, hence he's got like a big old army. I don't know, there's about to be a Colossus or something coming out, but there's this lone shield battery up here isn't going to be enough. Wouldn't have minded. I suppose he just doesn't have the gas for it. I mean, he'd sell it's just a cheap nothing. I think I would have preferred if he had the gas. A couple of Templars warped in for an Archon, and that in conjunction with the Colossus is good, but it's not 100 supply of Roach Hydra good, is it? 1 unit on its own, that would be broken. Anyway, so Kupermeister does the clean sweep against Darkwisp here, and Darkwisp does not get any points on the board. Coop, however, chalks up another 4 points, which I believe puts him current top of the leaderboard. GG.